Good morning, everyone. It's Joker, and today we are back with another slime video. And rain has come to the game. Hope you brought your umbrella, because it's raining trash. Not okay. Maybe I'm being a little overreacting, but we knew what her first skill was uh, based on the Twitter account that dropped, and then we saw her second skill, and I'm still not terribly impressed. So let's check her out. So status, she is in attack growth, which is fine, whatever. Skill details, AoE 290%, so she has the upgraded multiplier, just like the hero, just like Velzard. So I'm pretty sure from this point forward, most of the units, if not all of them, are going to have the upgraded multipliers, and then maybe when the 1 year they'll upgrade those even higher to like 320% AoE or something, and single target is something crazy, I don't know. But she also has the alt effect of increasing your poison evasion rate, which still, they don't really matter right now. None of the alt effects have really come into the game as far as requiring them. I'm sure there are a few stages where they could be found useful if you have them, but they're definitely not like I cannot beat the stage because everyone dies by poison, or everyone is binded, or everyone is stun locked. That doesn't exist in the game. So all these alt effects are cool, but they don't really serve a purpose. So they haven't really brought much to the game. Her battle skills. First one, we already knew, is the deals up to 300% basic space physical attack damage to all targets. So just like Velzard, just like DAGGRUL, it is immediate damage as soon as you launch that skill. But also like DAGGRUL, she also hurts herself for 25% of her max HP, which isn't as bad as DAGGRUL's 30%, which again, DAGGRUL's also only 250%. So he hurts himself more, and he does less damage. So why should you buy DAGGRUL? You shouldn't. You should just watch my video, learn that he is trash, and move on. Rain, though, I'm still, like, if I'm not a fan of DAGGRUL's skill, I'm still not a fan of her skill. A higher multiplier, fine. Less HP damage, fine. But I, one, don't want to take HP damage. And two, 290%, 300% of your base attack stat sounds good on paper. Like, 3,300 is a good number, but you can't directly alter this just like Velzard and DAGGRUL. Like, no attack buff works, no crit buff works, no pierce buff works. It's literally just whatever attack stat you have at the beginning of the battle is, that's the damage you're going to do. And then you can factor in debuffs, like Guy's AoE debuff skill, or like Rain's second skill, space resistance. So you put those together, and your AoE attack will do more damage, yes, but then you also have to take into account the enemy's defense, because as we already know and what I've shown in the Velzard showcase is that the bats with 99,000 defense, they take 1 damage from her skill. So the higher the enemy defense, the less this is going to do, regardless of what debuffs you put on. So it loses its effectiveness at a higher difficulty. You can go one-shot, stage 1 of Crucible all you want, but in long-term fights, this 290% is going to do, like, at level 100 with these 2 debuffs, maybe like 15k. Which seems okay, but I'm also killing myself for a quarter of my health each time. So, not something I want to do. But then her second skill, again, is another debuff, which will help the damage of the space team, either space team, because we haven't had a space resistance down skill yet until now. We've had space attack up, we've had crit up, we've had crit rate up, we've got crit resistance down, we've got a whole bunch of buffs for the space team, but never space resistance. It is only 15%. Actually, it might go up. It might go up to like 20%, 25%. I'd have to look into that. But then all allies crit damage by 15%. That stat won't go up. That is static. So we already have Carrion that buffs crit damage. Any single target. And he gives himself his own attack buff. So I I've used Velzard, I've used Guy, and my general consensus is that I'm not terribly impressed. I don't like this instant damage AoE meta. I think it's very gimmicky, and outside of this Jubilee that's going to happen, they are going to have even less usage than what normal meta units would have. So I don't think summoning in this meta is a good idea. Not with the anniversary just around the corner. Cases could be made for it being the immediate next meta or the meta at the end of October. I'll have to do a video on that. But either way, I don't think these 3 units right now are like must summons. Like you saw like Bride, Shizu, and Xion, and then Rimuru, and you looked at those 3 units and you compare it to these 3 units, and I want you to pretend that you're looking me in the eye through your computer screen and dead ass tell me that these 3 units are better than Light, Shizu, Xion, and Rimuru. Alright? Tell me who's going to have more usage throughout the game after this meta is over. These 3 or the Light 3? Just going to put that out there. Who's going to have more usage outside of this meta? The old space team or the new space team? Probably the old space team. You really can't beat that stacking damage. And the absolute powerhouse that is the hero, Milim, and Carrion together. So, I don't get it. Her character trait, let's move on. When you have 70% or lower HP, you increase your own attack, which does work in support, so you can put her underneath Milim or Carrion and get an extra attack stat. If you're lower health, which is generally for a longer fight, you might be. And that goes up to 5%, so it's definitely not a terrible trait to have as a support unit, not as a main battle slot unit. And then her EX release, she gets extra crit damage by, what do you know, having Milim on the team. Milim, who is buffing space damage by 50% while still being a single target damage dealer, who also buffs her own attack and then buffs every other buff that you put on her with Drago. Remind me why I need Rain, Misery, well, not Misery, but Rain, Guy, and Velzard. Like, if you have the old space team, you're gonna do just fine without these units. I still think that you need to skip this meta. We don't know for sure when the 1-year anniversary is coming, but we know that based on the 6-month anniversary, the power creep that brought was huge, which can only assume that the power creep that the 1 year is also going to be quite huge. But I feel like the past couple metas have gone backwards in overall usability. Like, definitely not a fan of the space meta. Definitely was not the biggest fan of the wind meta. The light meta was great. Light meta was great. Am I missing a meta in between? I don't think I am. No, because... Oh, well, water was very good. Wow, how could I forget water? Water was a very good meta, because it's another stacking meta, right? Stacks on stacks on stacks of damage with Hinata and Milim, which is exactly what Veldora's team does with Space 1.0. So, like, why? I don't know. Also, I haven't done her showcase yet. Her gear is not quite done. I'm still waiting on some more of the ores to awaken her maid outfit. But already, I can tell you, just from using her a couple times, her kit is 50% less useful than Rimuru and Geld. I'm just going to put that out there. Misery, as a free-to-play unit, is also a step backwards in usability between Rimuru and the free-to-play Wind Geld right here, literally kitty corner. Okay, I'm blind. So, I'm the space meta, not a fan. Please don't summon. Save your crystals. For the love of God, don't buy these packs. Here's her animation. I don't have her, so I can't show it. She has a giant plasma cannon, which I'm not entirely sure if that's canon. Haha, pun. I don't know if that exists in the light novels, if she just has a giant Gundam cannon that comes out magically. It looks pretty basic. I don't think they put too much effort into that animation. It's cool seeing it like come out and open up and fire, but it like you look at Hinata's animation, she's jumping all around, bright flashy lights, everything, so much is going on, and then you look at that and like so even animation wise I'm not impressed. I'm just not impressed. So this is just a 10-minute rant video on why you shouldn't summon on the space meta, continuing, you know, the first should you summon video, which was still no. So please don't summon, save your crystals. You don't need her. And yeah, that's it for me, guys. Let me know in the comments if you did summon for her, and you have, because this video will come out probably tomorrow morning. If you did summon for her and you did have a chance to use her, how do you feel? Let me know. I am in the process of getting an account that has her so I can do her showcase. So I will have a showcase for her. Maybe tomorrow afternoon? Maybe. We'll see. But that's it from me, guys. Take it easy, and I'll see you later.